to me, there's nothing more than, obviously you got to be able to start a new journey. And more than anything, a rivalry is about respect. And to me, the greatest way you can respect a rivalry is come out and play the way we did. And I know second half there's a lot of things that we can do a lot better. But the big thing for me all week was respect a rivalry. That's how you prepare, and that's really how you come out and play. And there's going to be a lot of talk, and you can study histories and different things like that. But I think that hopefully you could see that this team, this group of leaders, wasn't going to let this team not be ready for a rivalry game. It's not just about the expectations of the season. It's not about this journey, but it's paying our respects for what this rivalry means. And happy to have that. Happy to have it behind us. We always know that sometimes your biggest growth is between game 1 and game 2, and I know there's a lot of things that second half brought that we can do a lot better. And I think that's where we'll get back to work on Sunday.
Questions? Was the hope to take a shot there?
Was
the hope to take a shot there on that first drive?
I think in general, I think last year we didn't start off, the season being able to throw the ball down the field as well. So, it put a lot of, kind of work, and not me, but, Des and those guys put a lot of work in because it doesn't just happen. Everybody thinks just launch it up there and have a guy go get it, but there's a lot of timing that has to go into that. And, we really wanted to get that thing off the right way. And we thought there was going to be some opportunities to take some shots. Didn't know it was going to be the second play. Didn't know it was going to be coming out of our, almost our own end zone. But I think that's one of the next steps to our offense that really hopefully can help loosen some people up.
There's a lot of talk about Des's growth and improvement even this offseason. Is that what you expected to see out of him, especially in that first?
It is. He was really poised. He was really under control. Last year was getting to know a lot of those group of wideouts a little bit more. I think this year it's getting comfortable with the line and things like that. All those things that we forget about or we don't really realize. We just see the connection between a quarterback and a wide receiver. But there's a lot of things that go into it. And his growth as a quarterback, but his growth as a leader, I think is what really has shown for me throughout this entire camp, and especially even in the first half of this game.
Sometimes guys can play differently when they get up to a really quick lead in the first 12 minutes. How did you like the way Desmond kind of managed the game after being up 21?
Well, I don't think it's – again, there's two people you look at, right? You look at the quarterback and you look at the head coach. And, it is on us to make sure that we can finish this thing a little bit better. But there was maybe a little bit of a lull. But, really he didn't panic. It's not like – you could tell it's not a selfish guy that all of a sudden, the second half or late in the second quarter where, you're looking at your stats and you want more. No, it's a guy who's really, really poised in what he was doing, an example to everybody within that locker room, every one of the coaches. And that to me is what, making of a great leader and a great quarterback is.
Luke, I know it's just one game, but you guys had a great season last year. As you watch this game, this team looks like it could be even better than last year's team. Were you able to judge that yourself and think to yourself, okay, are we taking a step forward?
Well, I think the first thing that we can judge is what our leadership looks like. How you come out and how you respect a rivalry, I think, has a lot to do with the leadership. And whether we'll become a better football team than we were last year or even the year before is still to be seen. Do I believe we can be? Do we have the pieces to be? There's no doubt in my mind. But I think to me, more than anything, what Game 1 shows is the leadership we got in this team. With different talks and hypes and all the other things that are around you, to lock in and to focus on what a rivalry really is, and the respect of that is about preparation and coming out and playing. And I got to give them all the credit in the world, our guys, and especially the leaders.
Defensively, the guys didn't create a turnover like we've grown accustomed to seeing, but first game under Mike Tressel, were you happy with what you saw from that group?
Yeah, I told him as we left, I said, don't let me bring you down because, I can get a little greedy there late in the fourth quarter when they hold the ball for 5 or 6 minutes but I think I don't look at the stats. I think maybe we're 3 of 15 on third down and 1 of 5 on fourth. Something that I don't think I realized, but I think more than anything what I was happy with was there was a little bit of adversity. I know that's not a ton of adversity when you're up pretty good, but when you have turnovers and you get thrown into situations and guys are taking those fourth down shots, you really kind of challenge yourself. Because a lot of times you celebrate after third for a stop, and all of a sudden you got a bunch of fourth down situations. So another one of those things, I just say, okay, what is this team made of? What is this leadership really going to be like? I know it's hard to judge when you're up, 20-some, 30 points, but from who we are and what we have been, I think we showed some maturity, and it starts with obviously with the coach and those leaders.
There was one moment, at least when it was 7-0, they complete a 40-yard out pattern, and then the defense shuts it down right from there. Is that kind of what you're talking about?
That was a big focus last year. I mean, when we gave up a big play, we panicked a bit, and I think that's the competitive nature that a lot of our guys have. And I, to be honest, I really do believe that it was going against our offense this entire camp, because they're much better at what they do, and Desmond throwing the football and the wideouts that we were challenged with. I'm not saying we got used to getting beat, but we had more opportunities where they made big plays on us throughout the entire camp, and our ability to react and respond, I think we grew a lot. And we did. We gave up a big shot. I didn't see a panic. I didn't see a finger point. Not that I would expect that, but I just mean, as competitive as some of our guys are, it's really frustrating. But I thought they did a great job.
You've obviously known Coach Tressel for a long time, but you haven't coached with him for a long time. What was it like during the game? Did it feel comfortable, normal? Did it feel weird?
No, it was really comfortable. I think that when you're in the meetings 90-some% of the time, I think you got a good grasp of what everybody knows and what everybody thinks. And again, until you really go through adversity with people, I think there's a lot of things to figure out. But I know it surely helps when you've got a history with them, and really deep down inside what they're all about. And so it was really smooth. It was really pretty comfortable. I was more curious to see how the group of guys on the sideline would handle it, because there is a change and there is some things that are different, whether it's just personalities and demeanors. And I was really pleasantly surprised. Not surprised, pleasant. I was happy to see.
How much did you miss 40,000 fans screaming for the entire game?
I tell you what, I think to me that's probably the most exciting thing about the whole day, is to come out of that tunnel and to see the ruckus and to see the crowd. I know for me, last year, I think I overdid it. I was more worried about the crowd. Our kids did a much better job than I did. But I guess that's why you're a coach. You worry about things because you can't do them anymore. But I was really, really excited, happy for these kids, happy for this program, and happy for the community and city to put that out there and to show the support for what these guys have done.
We good? Looked like Renfro got banged up in the second quarter. Do you have any update on him?
No. I think we just were cautious with him. I think that he's one of those guys we just we got to be a little cautious with as we get rolling into the season.
Okay, last question. It looks like you gave the game ball to Kaz. Did you give the game ball to Kaz?
No, I wouldn't give a game ball to Kai. Yeah, we, when we say we pay respects for 14 years, but we pay respects for the rivalry, we pay respects for what guys have done. And, a lot of our guys don't understand all the things that go on behind to make this program and to do what it is that we do. And I know he's given a lot more than I have. And I've only been here for 4 years, going on, this is my 5th season. He's given us 14. And he's put us in a much better place than I know that we were when I got here. And we appreciate him. We appreciate a lot of the people that do the things that I don't think everybody understands. We also gave another game ball to Mr. Flick, who obviously his son, it would have been Ben's birthday today, passed away. They don't even know how many years ago. A while ago, that after the Miami game on his ride home. And so we give out 2 game balls, obviously to say thank you to Kaz, but also to say thank you to Mr. Flick for his dedication to this program and this team and these guys.
So obviously, watching film, we had prepared for a 1 high, and then coming out, they played 2 high on that play. And Coach Gino always told me to alert the post on the 2 high. Went to 2 high out of nowhere, and we don't know really what made them get to that 2 high, because it's not something we thought would make them get to 2 high. So I kind of put a little smile on my face once I did see it go to 2 high, but then just put a ball for Tyler to go get.
How did it feel? I mean, that was right on the money. I know you talked about deep ball accuracy was something you focused on. How did it feel to hit that one right away?
Yeah, no, that felt good. I think I was just more excited to see the whole atmosphere at Nippert Stadium go wild. The fans were crazy. Fans were great. It showed up and showed out, and I mean that's what we expect, and it was awesome.
Obviously, the intensity, the excitement was there, but you completed 9 of your 10, 9 of your first 10 passes. Really productive. How proud of yourself are you that you were able to kind of execute like that with the intensity so high?
Good. I mean, I feel like that's what we try to do every day, come out here and be as perfect as we can be. No, but, you know, the big men up front, they did a hell of a job. I kind of got them in a couple of situations, you know, so some of the sacks might not be on them, might be on me. But no, I think everyone did a good job. I think one thing we got to do better is coming out after halftime, getting going instead of starting off slow, coming off in that second half. So just better execution in the second half.
Yes, this defense obviously has a reputation. Do you feel like the offense taking a giant step could be what takes this team kind of to the next level this year?
Yeah, you know, I think, you know, part of what we say as offense is be code red. That's relentless, explosive, and disciplined. And obviously, as you guys saw, you know, we felt like we put that on display today. So, you know, that's what we like to see from our, what we call code red, or the offense, you know, week in and week out.
You've talked about the game slowing down and you letting it come to you. 5 touchdowns tonight, you seemed really sharp. Was it slow out there? Was it just coming easily for you?
Yeah, it was pretty slow there for me. That just comes from a lot of preparation this week. And you know, it just starts right back next week. But yeah, I think it came a lot slower, seeing things a lot better. And I think, you know, we're having a lot more player meetings where, you know, I think a lot of the other guys are starting to slow down for them too. They're starting to see it and it makes it a lot easier.
Got both your tight ends involved when saw you hit Lenny a lot, you know, in the red zone during camp. Didn't have Josh a ton, but is that something you feel like is going to be a mismatch for defenses this season?
Yeah, those are two big guys, two, you know, skill players, or big skill players, but, you know, they got some skill to them. And that's trouble for a lot of people, especially, you know, when you want to bring a 6 foot, 6'1" safety down and try to guard him, or, you know, a will linebacker that's trying to guard him. You know, it's most likely not going to happen. So just having guys like that, you know, just to throw the ball, go make a play, you know, makes it a lot easier on my job.
On the one where you threw, it appeared to be an interception, but it was called back because of pass interference. Did you see that before you made the throw?
Yeah, I thought he was the post safety. Yeah. I thought he was jumping down on the deep over route we had coming, and then he saw the post late. That's why he grabbed him. So I was really anticipating Tyler Scott running right past him until he started to hold him. So yeah, that's how that went.
Michael Young, Alec Pierce are kind of the 2 big name receivers, but Tyler and Jake Thompson had big games today. Is that just a product that you get more comfortable with those guys over the course of last season and this offseason?
Yeah, and, you know, I think, you know, that's a product of what they've done too. You know, the work that they've put in this offseason, and just really coming in, showing that they can play, they can execute, and, you know, they can do what they're asked. You know, not only in the pass game, but in the run game as well. So, you know, I don't know how, you know, how the rotation works or what they do over there. But, you know, just getting those guys in, getting them touches. I know AP and Mike didn't get as many touches as they wanted tonight. But, you know, that just spreads the love. And they're not selfish people. They'll tell you, you know, they love it to see Jay and Thompson out there catching balls. So, yeah.
How big of a role did the defense have, Desmond, in keeping you in a rhythm early in the game, them getting off the field and you getting right back on?
That's huge. And, you know, it might sound a little, what's the word? I'll say prima donna of me to kind of, you know, think that that's how it is. You know, it's kind of how it's been for the past couple of years. But, you know, just having a great defense behind our back, it just makes offense flow that much smoother. Just knowing that, you know, they're either going to go 3 and out, maybe 2 drives and out, or 2 possessions and out, or a turnover. So just knowing that, I think it really helps the offense.
Another big game for Jerome Ford. Is that the Jerome we should be used to seeing?
Yeah, you can get used to seeing a 2-4 carrying the ball. Yeah, that's a great player, and he's going to tote the rock for us. Got to make sure we take care of the ball, protect the ball, but he's going to be a big-time player for us.
Yes, because it's Kaz's last game, and he likes me extending a presser with ridiculous questions. I know he always has. You talked about the code red. I have to ask: have you seen A Few Good Men?
Say one more time.
Have you seen A Few Good Men?
No, sir.
Okay.
Sorry.
I was going to ask if you ordered the code red today.
Sorry.
Anything else?
Yeah,
you talked about the
I've seen
Few Good Men, yes.
Any thoughts on Evans' touchdown run?
Oh, great for him. Great for him. All right, so I told him I was walking on the sideline, and the kid had like 3 runs in a row or whatever. I was like, oh, I'm going to have to pray for this kid, like whatever. And I told that to Aaron Himmler, our athletic trainer. He's like, you know what? That's what we were saying about you about 4 years ago, 3-4 years ago. So I was like, okay, all right. I mean, I guess that's true, so that's valid. But no, I think Coach Fick might have a couple little words to say to me if I try to flip it in the end zone like that, unless it's for a conference championship or something, but not good for him. I'm excited.
You talked about the atmosphere and seeing the crowd. What was it like when you first ran out of the tunnel and when you stepped on the field, and how much did you miss that?
Yeah, no, so actually as a captain, it's kind of different because you kind of get to come out before the rest of the team. So, seeing the rest of the guys come out, but just seeing Nippert Stadium full, it was a blessing. You take it for granted, all the fans being here or even some fans being here, but, it was great to see all the fans come out. I think we had a sold-out crowd and, plan to sell out all the other games. So, we're excited for not only what they did out there, but what they're going to do in the future.
I mean, he let us know before that he keeps his composure during the game. He told us how he's going to coach it during the game, so we knew what to expect out there from him, and that was good. I think he's going to be a good coach for us this year.
Miami started their backup quarterback. Were you guys expecting that coming in?
No, I mean, we just expected to play whoever was out there. I mean, we didn't really know who was going to be a quarterback out there.
Defensively, or I guess what they were doing offensively, did you get what you guys expected?
We got some stuff. There's some stuff that they changed up and that they thought they could take advantage of on our defense. But no, I think we handled it good. After the first couple drives, we handled it good. We made some adjustments on what they were trying to do. So it was good after that.
You guys had forced a turnover in 20 straight games. That was an FBS record, active record. That didn't happen tonight, but you obviously got the win. Is that what's most important? Do you think about that stuff at all?
I mean, we always want to have turnovers. We think turnovers changes games. We got lucky today that we could still win the game and not get a turnover, so I know that's a big part of our defense. But, I mean, like I said, winning is what matters the most. So as long as we win, it doesn't really matter.
Coach Fick talked about after a big play happens, about you guys not panicking. Maybe you did that some last year. He said after that first 40-yard pass early in the game that you felt like you guys didn't panic, but that's something you were conscious of?
That's something that we went over a lot. In camp, he would, after a big play from the offense, we would rush back, tempo, trying to get in our heads. I think we handled it good today, and I think we're going to handle it good throughout the season.